Dear ladies and gentlemen, yesterday President William Samoei Ruto put to rest the issue of term limit. And while he was doing that, he fell short of saying Saleh Yakub and Cherengai were spending their time doing useless or propagating useless narratives.
Don't wait until it's too late. Or you can wake up one morning and it is 5 years and you have not even cleared your throat in Parliament. Bado hujasema anything. So let us, I want to encourage every member of Parliament. The most important aspect of a member of Parliament is to speak on all the issues, legislation, to ensure that there is oversight and to represent your people, the people who elected you. And while I encourage everybody to enjoy and to use that democratic space, while we believe in democracy and everybody is free to say everything they want to say, but I also want to say that while enjoying that freedom, and I will not ask anybody not to say whatever they want to say, but on matters changing the Constitution, I want to tell you that the discussion on changing the Constitution for parochial, selfish, personal matters is no space to go.
Before we delve deep into that speech, because we'd like to break the speech, and we would like to discuss about that speech, there are important points that are noted in that speech which were contradicting the president. Because the president talked about stop, but then the president also talked about you are free to speak. So that means there is something about this speech that we need to talk about. We understand Saleh Yakub for now, for he is a first-timer. And the president cleverly distanced himself from the term limit debate. That was a clever move from William Samoei Ruto. I think the next person who's supposed to be considered as a professor of politics should be William Samoei Ruto. But if you take a keen listen to the speech, then you realize that he said, I will not ask anybody not to say whatever they want to say. I will not ask anybody not to say whatever they want to say. What does that mean? It's simple. That as much as William Samoei Ruto was trying to distance himself from that narrative that has affected his political rating, he was trying to distance himself from that narrative. Because you remember during Uhuru Muigai's tenure, the BBI debate took center stage. William Samoei Ruto weaponized the BBI, used the BBI as a tool to finish Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. And I agree with that narrative that BBI played a critical role to the downfall of Raila Amolo Odinga's political rating. Because soon as the coast decided to pour cold water on it, that's the time the camp of BBI started to integrate. You saw the likes of people like Anne Waiguru started decamping. That is when you started seeing people like Alfred Mutua, showing some watermelon-like, kind of things. You saw the likes of Musalia Mudavadi, even Musalia Mudavadi, because Musalia Mudavadi had expected that if the BBI went through, then he would get a seat. So he walked out, and Moses Wetangula also walked out. So a number of allies of the BBI pro team walked out. So by distancing himself from that narrative of a term limit, William Samoei Ruto is keen trying to make sure that Raila Amolo Odinga does not get a political relevancy or political mileage in that debate of term limit. So the statement does not deny Yakub, the statement by William Samoei Ruto, when he says that he's also asking anybody to say whatever they, he's not stopping anybody from saying whatever they want to say. So the statement does not deny Yakubu a right to continue with that narrative. I think, if anything, what it happened is that William Samoei Ruto decided to distance himself from that narrative, but gave Yakubu an opportunity to continue with the narrative, only that it will not be linked to William Samoei Ruto. I saw one of famous analysts or political analysts, not rather, but a YouTuber by the name David Ofula. He made a strong point. I agree with David Ofula, the YouTuber, that President Ruto's popularity had been adversely affected. But I differ with him, because even when UDA was formed, the same politicians who are in the UDA now denounced the formation, but today all of them are members of that party. What does it mean? It means, it's simple. The president has not put the matter to rest as what people are saying. But to me, I think what the president has done is just to pour cold water on it. Kitu amefanya, amepunguza tu yale makali, ile debate amejaribu kuimaliza. Lakini deep down his heart, or deep down the hearts of UDA people, they are strategizing a way to lock out Raila Amolo Odinga from 2027 contesting, from 2027 contest, but again giving William Samoei Ruto opportunity to become a president for until 2042. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there, but going forward, and naomba Mungu sana bado muwe hapa, nawaambia kwamba hii narrative ya term limit itaendelea baadaye. Yakubu, what the UDA did was to pick a less popular politician, that is Salah Yakubu, to introduce the debate to the Kenyan people. Because if, let's say for example, the president did not support the idea, then why didn't the president respond then that no, please focus on important matters and don't focus on the agenda of term limit? Why didn't the president talk about this thing back then? So that's the only reason why I find that this move is a tactical move to quell the pressure, but to suspend the debate to a later date. Subscribe to our channel if you're a first-time viewer, and as usual, please stay safe and stay blessed until we meet again for our next analysis.